Alright guys, so this video is going to be a little different. It's basically a talking style video, but it's coming up on about 1 year of me being in the gym. I started last April, and it's March right now, so almost a year, about 11 months. I just want to talk about some things that I learned, some things that I used to do that I don't do anymore, and some things that I started doing. Yeah, I'd say like the first thing was when I first started, just like really unnecessarily pushing my body way harder than it needed to. I mean, I would spend 2-3 hours in the gym in one day, which is good, but I feel like I can get a much better workout in like an hour and a half now. It also came with doing a little less volume than usual, but doing higher intensity. Like sometimes I'll do like two, three, sometimes even one set of like an exercise, which I just don't do that anymore. It's just too much on my body. I really started to like injure myself. Now, not like major injuries, like nothing tore or anything, but just small like joint pain, which it's a small thing, but after a while it actually builds up, and it's just as detrimental as like a pec tear because like if you injure your elbow or your shoulder, the shoulder was my big injury. It just you can't push yourself like you can, if you're injury free. So I stopped doing like a whole bunch of junk volume and more like intensity because that just is what works better for me. Because I feel like if I do like more than 4 sets, the fourth set just doesn't feel good. So mainly I do like 2 sets per exercise. So that's one of the things. The other thing is sleep. I really, like, when I first started, I was getting hardly any sleep. And I do think that's what caused me to not make a whole lot of progress in the beginning. I got one of these watches that actually tracks your sleep. And just seeing some of the stats on there, I've kind of realized how important sleep is, especially for like muscle recovery and also mental recovery. You can be as big as you want in the gym, but if you're not mentally there in the workout, it's not going to be a good workout. And looking back, I really wish I did. I kind of regret not focusing on sleep. You can't change the past, so I just have to improve from here. But that is one thing that I wish I started worrying about focusing on earlier in my lifting journey. So, and another thing is diet or nutrition is very important. Doesn't matter whether you're bulking or cutting. Like back last summer, I was pretty much like not on a cut or a bulk. I was kind of just in between. I wasn't even like maintaining. I had no self control. That's what it was. I was like eating duck donuts every week, but also then starving myself to keep the weight kind of down. This is a very bad, almost like eating disorder kind of thing that I had going on. I bulked over the fall for like 3 months, and I learned how important nutrition is, especially how important macros are. I never really like focused too much on carbs before a workout or anything, but these last like 2 months, I've really been focusing on carbs before a workout, and whether that's just a Rice Krispie treat or healthy carbs like rice or whatever, I still try and get carbs in me. The actual workout's a lot better. Your strength is a lot better. So yeah, we got training, we got sleep, and we got diet so far. Those are like the main pillars of muscle growth that I really wasn't focusing on. And I think like if you would focus on it, whoever's watching this, if you're trying to learn, if you're trying to make it in the gym, and you're trying to make progress, don't be like me. Don't make the mistakes that I did. Not good, not good for my progress. Because you think you're pushing hard in the gym and you think you're doing everything right, but your diet and your sleep and your cardio and everything's out of whack, you're not going to make progress. When you're not making progress, it's a very big mental toll that you have to deal with, which makes lifting harder. Because when you go to the gym, you want like the least amount of variables as possible. So also another thing that it kind of ties in with the training aspect of what I said. I don't really go for 1 rep maxes too much anymore. I feel like it was kind of a waste of energy. When I first started, I was going for like a PR, like a 1 rep max every session, and it was working. I got my strength from like 185 bench to like 275 bench, deadlift from 315 to like 405, squat 205 to like 390. So yeah, I got my strength up there and stuff doing that. Like the pain that I felt outside of the gym was kind of debilitating. Like I used to have this pain in my tricep. It's like my elbow kind of tricep area up in here. And it came from benching. It came from 1 rep maxing and poor technique and just going going heavy every session, which is good. You know, you want to be pushing yourself, but I mean like going for a 1 rep max every bench session or every squat session. You know, it builds up over time, and yeah, you can do it for a while, but then after a while, once your joints start failing on you, you're not going to be making progress, which is what happens when you push your body like that. So if you're not making progress, then that mental part comes back, and then it's just a big full circle moment. Also, another thing that goes along with that, your warm-up, which I wasn't doing. I wasn't really warming up at all. There's some people on YouTube that I was watching when I first started that said that your warm-up can just be the movement that you're doing, like the main heavy movement that you're doing, but lighter sets. And yeah, that works. I still do that, but I implemented like a cable warm-up routine. I forgot like the internal and external rotations, and this on the cable, like my joints warmed up, especially for chest day, bench day, shoulder day, even back day. I'll still warm up my rotator cuff. But I know from experience, when I didn't do that warm-up routine, my shoulders hurt like crazy. Doing some research and everything, I started implementing like a warm-up routine with the cables, like I said. The other thing that I do when I bench is I do light tricep pushdowns, usually like isolated. And I'll just do like single-handed tricep pushdowns, very light, because I don't want to take too much energy out of my triceps before I bench or before chest day or whatever. But so yeah, those are just, wow. So those are just some of the things that I learned over the last year that I think like if you guys follow and you try to implement what I talked about in this video, you'll definitely be making more gains than you were if you weren't doing that stuff. You know, like I said, don't be like me. Don't make the stupid mistakes that I did. You know, it's cool. It's cool until you get injured, you know, like I did. You know, it's cool to lift heavy and to be strong and everything until you get injured. And then once you get injured, you can't make any progress. And then you can't build any muscle. And that's really the main reason why people go to the gym, is to build muscle. So I feel like, yeah, just don't ego lift. Like, all right, guys. So this is more of like a talking style video. Me just sitting here and just kind of chilling out with you guys, talking about my experiences, what I've learned, what I've done wrong, what I've changed. But yeah, the main points: diet, sleep, training, intensity, also volume, also what exercise you're training in, like if you're going for 1 rep maxes on bench. Also food, you know, I already said diet, but importantly carbs. All of it's very important. I'm not a mass monster. I'm not this giant person. I do think I've built somewhat of a good physique over the last year. If you see some of the before pictures and some of the after pictures, it's definitely a difference. Actually, a lot of that I think has come in the last like 3 months when I was bulking and starting to do everything properly, proper recovery and the proper food and the proper training. Because once you get all that in line, it's kind of not easy, but you know, it's kind of like a fast pass to success. Yeah, those are just some of the tips. If you guys want more tips, I'll try and think of other stuff and make another video about it. If you have any tips for me or for anybody else that's watching this from your experience, go ahead, comment down below, put in the comments. If it's good, I'll pin it so that everybody can see the comment. We can all make progress together, because that's really what it's all about. It's not really about putting anybody else down. It's about lifting everybody else up. Yeah, so leave any tips that you have for me or for anybody else. Leave them down in the comments. We'll definitely like them. I'll reply to them. I'll pin them if they're good so everybody else can see them. All right, guys. So if you liked the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Comment, like I said, if you have any advice for anybody, leave them down in the comments. If you stuck with the video this long, it means you had to have learned something, or you found some sort of value in this video. So I would appreciate a subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers right now. We're still like 39 away, but that's the main goal right now. So if you guys could do anything to help me get there, I'd appreciate it. Even if it's just a comment or a share, I appreciate any of it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Also, hopefully you guys enjoyed the little workout clips I'm going to put in. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a good day. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, guys.